Be ready. Start. The democracy cannot exist unless all citizens have a right to participate in the affairs of the polity of the country. The right to participate in the affairs of the country is meaningless unless the citizens are well informed on all sides of the issues in respect of which they are called upon to express their views. One sided information, disinformation, misinformation, and non information all equally create an uninformed citizenry which makes democracy a farce when medium of information is monopolized either by a partisan central authority or by private individuals or oligarchy organizations. This is particularly so in a country like ours, where about 65% of the population is illiterate and hardly 1.5% of the population has an access to the print media, which is not subject to pre-censorship. The free state offers what a police state denies: the privacy of the home, the dignity and peace of mind of the individual. That precious right to be left alone is violated once the police enter our conversations. The states which are governed by policing and have a policy of greater restriction and control obviously restrict the enjoyment of such freedoms. That, however, does not necessarily imply that this freedom is restriction free in the states where democratic governance prevails. Article 19 1A of the Constitution itself is controlled by the reasonable restrictions imposed by the state by enacting various laws from time to time. The petitioner, a public spirited citizen, has approached this court under Article 32 of the Constitution, stating that though the Right to Information Act 2005, for short Act of 2005, is an important tool in the hands of any citizen to keep checks and balances on the working of the public servants, yet the criteria for appointment of the persons who are to adjudicate the disputes under this act are too vague, general, ultra-vires the Constitution, and contrary to the established principles of law laid down by a plethora of judgments of this court. It is the stand of the petitioner that the persons who are appointed to discharge judicial or quasi judicial functions or powers under the Act of 2005 ought to have a judicial approach, experience, knowledge, and expertise. Limitation has to be read into the competence of the legislature to prescribe the eligibility for appointment of judicial or quasi judicial bodies like the Chief Information Commissioner, Information Commissioners, and the corresponding posts in the states respectively. The legislative power should be exercised in a manner which is in consonance with the Constitution, principles, and guarantees. Complete lack of judicial expertise in the Commission may render the decision making process impracticable, inflexible, and in given cases contrary to law. The availability of expertise of judicial members in the Commission would facilitate the decision making to be more practical, effective, and meaningful, besides giving semblance of justice being done. The provision of eligibility criteria, which does not even lay down any qualifications for appointment to the respective posts under the Act of 2005, would be unconstitutional in terms of the judgments of this court in the cases of Union of India versus Madras Bar Association. It is contended that keeping in view the powers, functions, and jurisdiction that the Chief Stroke State Information Commissioner and Stroke or the Information Commissioners exercise undisputedly, including the penal jurisdiction, there is a certain requirement of legal acumen and expertise for attaining the ends of justice, particularly under the provisions of the Act of 2005. On this premise, the petitioner has questioned the constitutional validity of subsections 5 and 6 of section 12 and subsections 5 and 6 of section 15 of the Act of 2005. These provisions primarily deal with the eligibility criteria for appointment to the post of Chief Information Commissioners and Information Commissioners both at the central and the state levels. The Constitution of India expressly confers upon the courts the power of judicial review. The courts, as regards the fundamental rights, have been assigned the role of sentinel on the qui vive under Article 13 of the Constitution. Our courts have exercised the power of judicial review beyond legislative competence but within the specified limitations. While the court gives immense weightage to the legislative judgment, still it cannot deviate from its own duties to determine the constitutionality of an impugned statute. Every law has to pass through the test of constitutionality, which is stated to be nothing but a formal test of rationality. Thank you.